especially when it comes to reggae music. So I can give you a sneak preview now. This we're about to hear now is some reggae now that is coming out after Crop Over. You know what I mean? So I got to be ahead of the game because when it comes to Radar Studio,
so producers planning for the Crop Over season and you already move on to plan after?
Yeah, so I in after Crop Over. You know what I mean? As I said, no disrespect to the newcomers to Radar Studio.
Sure.
I got my Crop Over music done already. My gates are still open if anybody want to come through. I think it's one of the only studios in Barbados now that you can get a production done in 3 or 4 days, a full production from the dummy vocal up until me giving you your CD, or I give you 100 CDs and your hand with a full production, back vocals, mastered, everything. You know what I mean? And I think that is why too a lot of people will come and check me late, because they know, well, look, I can go put them in dummy vocal by Radar can build a rhythm. I can pass the next day and voice it, and within 2 days or so you got your rhythm, you got your song in your hand. You know what I mean? So that's how we move. That's why we talk about commitment. If I committed to my artists to do that. You know what I mean? So big up the latecomers anyway. It's still early as far as Radar Studio is concerned. They got certain studios as a no-no right now. I mean, you cannot go in and get a song for Crop Over. You're dealing with next year. Shut off, B. You know what I mean? But I still working. But because my doors are still open for Crop Over music, it doesn't mean that I can lag on what I come to do. You know what I mean? This is what you're supposed to do. We're supposed to be ahead of the game. And being ahead of the game is when everybody getting hype for Crop Over. I cut short, finish Crop Over, and I start working with my music to come out for after Crop Over. I got music coming for after Crop Over, got music coming for November. I got to be in that realm. I got to be ahead of the game all the time, because Radar Studio is not a season studio. It's not a Crop Over studio. No, it's not a single studio. Yes, I do not a lot of singles, and I also do albums. Albums, you know what I mean? It isn't like 2 albums. I did 2 albums. I did King Shepherd and Friends last year. You know what I mean? I did Radar Raga Bash, right? Which actually VP and CRS are distributing that album. Yeah, you know what I mean? And all the songs were recorded, mixed, and mastered right here in this little room that you're in right now, Radar Studios. Trust me. And none of the music was rejected by none of the distributors. None of the songs had to be remastered or anything. Everything just as it left here is out. And as far as VP is concerned, it's all over the world. You know what I mean? So big things coming up in Barbados right through. You know what I mean? And I also I did Easy B's album, which is an album. It's like 16 tracks last year. I worked with Manuel de Carcas, which is a Cuban album. He actually came from Venezuela and he came here to record. You know, that was interesting. That was interesting as well. And you know, I did about 8 or 9 tracks off of Judah Blackness album, Strong Survive. You know what I mean? That album right there. So Radar Studios is nowhere a seasoned studio where we only broke music for Crop Over. Plus we brought out dozens and dozens and dozens of 45s. You know what I mean? I don't know if you heard the Let's Get It On with King Slims and Michael Bailey. He also did that, a whole lot of in between music that played right, that led us right into the Crop Over. So let's get ahead and at least let you hear one of the rhythms that are coming out for after Crop Over. anytime I hear this rhythm and stuff, it's always gonna be picking at something. You know, it's just a career. You just hear something that just wants tweeting a little bit. You know what I mean? So you gotta exclude it, put on the headphones and start picking.
Let's get in touch with music.
Yeah, man.
So I used to got the artists Escobar and Tony now. I play with them a lot.
Yes, the Hometown Boys.
They were releasing a couple of songs for this year as well.
Well, actually, Tampy Dan and Flex.
So Flex.
Yeah, they're releasing something crazy again. Crazy again for a couple of that.
So when we could expect this release?
Hopefully, expect this to finish like next week or so. Hopefully, you know what I mean. If I could frighten these men in the studio, I gotta get them frightened into the studio, put them outside the studio, and kaboom! And let them run in the studio, then you know that we would get them in and get it out just as fast.
So in terms of like, you got any other Tampy Dan music that you could have maybe done over the past years and stuff like that?
Yeah, but I work with Tampy. Well, it's my first one I worked with Tampy. And I mean, I had 2 or so actually crop over songs and stuff with Tampy. But when it comes to radar studio, right? And as I say, this is not a season studio. We work all year round. We just run through hard drives like that. So if you ask me about Tampy music, and the last time we worked was like 1.5 years to 2 years, I might go in the archives and dig up one of the hard drives and bring back out. You know what I mean? I run through I run through like a terabyte. I can run through a terabyte in 6 months, and that ain't no joke. That ain't no joke. I can run through a terabyte in 6 months. You know what I mean? So you can understand the volume of work that is passing through. You know what I mean? And it's not only music. We also do like ads and jingles and the whole works. And not only for Barbados. We actually do some jingles and stuff for outside of Barbados. We do jingles and stuff for some Guyana radio stations and radio stations in the States and stuff. You know what I mean? And no ends of soca in that place, because right now the Bajan artists are becoming becoming on demand for plates and that kind of stuff from the outside. And some real big sound systems from Jamaica and stuff are actually requesting, you know, some of the Bajan artists to do plates and stuff. So the city studio is wall to wall. We open from 9 to 9. When it's 9 to 9, it means 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. So we go. So we go. That's how it is. You know what I mean? So nothing's happening. Nothing's happening in the Red Studios.
So any young artists, anybody that's looking to get in the music game could just link you and even for a little advice.
Of course.
Book a session.
Exactly.
What pricing? You got a reasonable rates and stuff like that?
The best prices in the Caribbean. The best prices in the Caribbean.
Sure you can live up to that word?
I can live up to that word. The best prices to match the best quality.
We ain't sell the car and what
Well, if you do that, right, the product that you got will go worth it.
You're gonna see him, you know what I mean? Maybe you go there, a little drink and a little pack of chip sauce. Can't bad up with this sauce, you know what I mean? You're gonna save some money, but you can't eat today, you gotta go real down, you know what I mean? So we can guarantee that for the average man, the average low income earner, anybody once you're willing to come and do some music that you can find some way to work with them.
You find some way to work with them. You know what I mean? Because basically, as the Bible says, little one should lead the way. You know what I mean? And then as far as the music business is concerned, it's going to be a young artist to come and break through. It's just for us as the DJs. I got to put on the DJ hat. No, it's just for us as the DJs to
be willing to accept,
and give really torch to some other young person to fulfill the dream. You know what I mean? And just keep Barbados on the map. You know what I mean? No disrespect to Rihanna, no disrespect to Chantal, no disrespect to Edwin, Allison, none of the veterans that are out there, and they did a good job, and they're still doing a good job. But we still got to be mindful that at some point in time, right? At some point in time, somebody else is gonna need to. You're gonna need to pass it back on down to somebody else. And you know what I mean, we don't want to make the same mistake as West Indies cricket, where we took the our star players.
That's a mistake, but
we took the star players and just played them out. You know what I mean? And then to rebuild, and it's like the rebuilding ain't coming. We ain't catch what we serve yet. You know what I mean? This is like near 20 years down the road. We still ain't catch what we serve yet. You know what I mean? We don't, Barbados, we don't want that with our industry. We just need to, you don't need to pass the torch, because our people that are shining are still young people, as far as they can see. They're still young people. They still got a lot of energy. They still got a lot to offer. But what I'm saying, we need to at least stretch back the torch a little bit and speaking to the artists, the veteran artists, and speaking to the DJs, you know what I mean? And speaking to the radio critics, you know what I mean? Because it takes everybody to make up this music industry, this major industry. Because some people say that we don't have an industry, but we do have an industry. It is an industry. It is how developed it is. It's not very much developed as yet, you know, but we do have a music industry. But people, we need to pass back the baton and let some, you know, let a couple of young artists get the touch of the baton. Don't put it in a hand, just to the touch it. Just to the touch it. You know what I mean? Because as you will see, that's how the Jamaicans do it. You see Bounty Killer Brown real man. All these men that Bounty Killer Brown Edelman and Brown Edelman and Brown Edelman and Brown Edelman. To men even now come out and more popular than Bounty Killer. You know what I mean? And that's how it is. That's how it goes. Pass on the baton.
So in terms of the young producers and stuff, making the learning trade, the mix and mastering, you will find out the problem with teaching and showing certain.
But basically learning the. Let me take it piece by piece. Learning the mixing. The mixing is how you feel about what the person is singing. You know what I mean? Where you think that, okay, right now this might be able to hold a drum and bass here. What this person is saying is so, it makes so much sense. I want this person to be really heard in here, and I decide, well, I'm gonna let drum and bass go on for this. What this person is saying for this chorus or part of this chorus or part of this verse. You know what I mean? It's how you feel about what the person is singing. Is how you mix that song. So the mixing, you know, primarily is that, and then first of all, then to get your levels to you know, acceptable level that you can hear every instrument properly. So that is it for the mixing. And the mastering, honestly speaking, my stuff that I have mastered in here has been accepted worldwide. Hands down, have been accepted worldwide. And I mean, thank you VP Records for accepting Radar's work. You know what I mean? Worldwide. So, and in my opinion, I'm still learning. All of us are still learning. I mean, because I got some people that will tell you, I am mastering nothing in Barbados. I send my stuff outside of Barbados to get master. You know what I mean? So you send your stuff outside to get master, and right here in this little room, stuff get upset worldwide. So take a hint. You know what I mean? Take a hint. Give me a call if you want your stuff mastered. No problem.
The number here again.
The number there again.
439-9360. Open from 9 AM to 9 AM.
Very true.
Oh, Radar, we want to talk to you for the interview and stuff. It was nice meeting you and hearing your stuff that you got to offer.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming through, man. You know, thanks for sneaking through.
Sorry, we can knock next time out.
We didn't
know the number, so we can call, right? So
okay.
We can call.
Well, you got the number now. 439-9360.
Ain't not any other words you might want to leave with the general public there that anything you might want to speak about.
Well, what I'm going to leave with is Radar Songs, the one-stop shop for your every musical need. That's it.
There you have it.
Okay.